Today we are in Kinnelon, New Jersey, and we're gonna take you through what it's like to live in this town, all the things that it has to offer, and maybe some things that are missing. And you're gonna wanna stick around because Kinnelon is home to a micro community that not a lot of people know about, but if you do know about it, it's one of the best places to live. Let's check it out. Welcome back to the Living North Jersey podcast. We are your hosts, Pete and Ashley Kopec, and we are a local husband and wife team here in North Jersey, and we explore towns around North Jersey so you don't have to. And this week, we are getting into Kinnelon, New Jersey. So, Ash, how'd you like Kinnelon?
What a cool town. I feel like Kinnelon is one of those towns that you don't really go to. Like, you're not driving through it, you're going to it. So, where is Kinnelon?
Yeah, Kinnelon, located in Morris County, about 38 miles from Manhattan. In that area, what do we have? Butler.
Butler, Pequannock. It was actually part of Pequannock.
Yeah, part of Pequannock Township.
Mm-hmm.
The name Kinnelon, it ties back to the Kinney family. Francis S. Kinney assembled a massive estate in the 1880s, which included Lake Kinnelon. So overall, it's a pretty wooded area, heavily wooded area, a lot of parks and trails, Pyramid Mountain. What's the park called? How do you call it? Silas
Condict.
Silas Condict Park.
Silas Condict.
Silas Condict. Yeah, well, we
Correct
do.
Correct me in the notes.
Yeah, someone tells how you actually
Give me phonetic
say it.
spelling, yeah.
And we've actually done some of our offices, like sales rallies there. But yeah, it's a really cool town. So not much of a downtown though.
No, it's got these little pockets of exciting things, storefronts, for like restaurants, food. And then you kind of drive through a mountainous area that's like a windy, not a major road, but a, 1-in-1 lane. And you all of a sudden come up in either an entrance to a development because they're very big on their communities there. Or you hit another pocket of stores, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so like
very mountain vibe.
Yeah, so it's like you're coming off, you're taking Route 23, you get off on Kinnelon, and then you're going down this wooded, single lane road, or 2-lane road, and then all of a sudden there's like this little shopping center. So that's where we got coffee because we start every single day in town with a coffee. So where do we go?
Comfort Kitchen Cafe. What a cool little spot. It's got half a, new cafe feel, half like old school diner because it had like the counter. And so we sat, at the stools at the counter. I got a cappuccino.
I got straight black coffee. That's how we do.
They were very good. The coffee was good. I really enjoyed my cappuccino there. It had a little cinnamon on top, which is not normally my thing, but I really did enjoy that.
I had a little croissant snack to start the day.
Yeah.
It was good.
We don't want to get hangry while we're exploring. Something cool about Comfort Kitchen is that they have a full menu. So this is not just a coffee shop with limited. They have a full kitchen, full menu. They serve through lunch. And then after hours, they have classes. So they do pasta classes, or charcuterie making classes. They do stuff like that, which is really cool. Like it's a nice little pull for the community and like things to, do. And it's, seems reasonably priced and pretty often. So it's a pretty cool spot.
Yeah, it's your local breakfast spot. That's like Absolutely. Where I'm assuming you could tell it's just like a local spot where the locals go. Yep. Cool that they do some other community events in the evening. Mm-hmm. So definitely a cool spot.
Yeah.
And then, so then in that same complex, we went and we checked out, because we're always trying to check out local businesses too and support them. The Sassy Squirrel Shop, which feels like an appropriate name of a shop for Kinnelon.
I feel like now that you just said it, I'm understanding that a little bit differently because there's kind of everything in that store. So there's everything from gifts to like fashion to like outfits for children, for like greeting cards and jewelry. But there's like also some local stuff too, where it's like Lake Kinnelon, Mom's Club pillows. Like, I don't know. There was like a lot of really cool but well curated items. So, squirrel, like that kind of. I wonder if that's where it came from. But either way, I think it's really cool that they've curated such a vibe in there with very high quality items.
Yeah. that can be it. I was
Yeah.
way more simple than that. I was just thinking we're in the woods. There's squirrels. Like I
Oh,
don't know.
that's so
That's what
fun.
I was thinking. But same kind of deal. But that is so. We checked that place out. Really cool. I think you already said mother and daughter
Mhm.
shop, right? Dawn
Daughter.
was who we met there. She was super nice. And then so Faison Lakes is like right there. So this is right outside of the Faison Lake community.
Yeah.
So, I think when we were driving around, it was pretty similar to most of your lake communities as far as like what you can expect, right? Pretty tight houses, kind of a little bit hilly, some raised, some lower, and some of them just feel tucked in there because everybody wants to live around a lake community.
Yeah.
But they were a little bit bigger than maybe some of the other like lake communities that we see in like Denville or,
Rockaway.
Rockaway, some of
like that.
those areas.
Yeah, there's definitely a good amount of diversity in the size of the houses. There are the small, lake bungalows that you would expect, and then there are some like really nicer sized properties.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was pretty cool.
Well, because there's immediately around the lake, and then outside of like the immediate lake community, up on some of the more hilly areas, there are some bigger houses in that
Right.
community. So, like that's a plus because maybe you're not exactly on the lake, but you can be a little more removed, maybe have a little more property, and then still be able to ride a bike or walk over to the lake, which was really cool.
Yeah. So from there,
Pizza time.
yeah, so we went to a wild place called Kinnelon Mall. What I think was interesting about that was it says Kinnelon Mall. You walk in and it very much feels like 1993, like covered outdoor strip mall. It was very interesting.
Like, where's the arcade? Like there's got
where's
to
the
be an
arcade?
arcade somewhere
Yeah,
in this
is
mall.
there like it felt like Paramus Park in the 90s. Like it had that, with the furniture and the plants and just
Like
the way
Stranger
it was
Things.
set. Yeah, it was yes, like Stranger Things. It was a cool, interesting, quirky place. Half of it though is Stop and Shop. So I'm assuming that that's, if you're living there, that's probably one of your main, stops. But we also got pizza there.
We did get pizza there. And so the pizza was Esposito's Pizzeria, which was right across from the Stop and Shop. Check out, again, my review on Instagram at The Real Estate Pete. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty solid. It's always a little tough when you're getting slices. It was a little more chewy and cheesy than I probably particularly like, but they did have a cheesesteak slice there, which was a little more crunchy. And what was interesting is they put potatoes on it.
It was a hefty slice.
Yeah, which was a first for me. Definitely an interesting, flavor profile, but it was good. All in all, the cheesesteak slice was good. I think it's probably a really solid spot if you're going to Stop and Shop and you need a slice before, you go shop and eat everything, right? If you're hungry, you grab a slice. Although they did have those garlic knot chicken parm sandwiches that looked pretty good.
Those did look very good. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But that was the pizza.
Yeah. From there, we drove through a lot of the communities. I feel like that was kind of how we went from there. We kind of drove a little bit through some residential areas and, kind of just assessed. There was a lot of windy, hilly developments, which were really cool. And then we did end up at the park.
Yeah.
Silas Condict Park.
Yeah. I mean,
we did talk about it a little bit before.
Yeah. 1,513 acres, roughly 10 miles of trails. Plus,
big.
Yeah, it is big. And it's got the little lake area. You saw some people, was it Jen just screaming on the phone when she was talking?
She was in the middle of a very important conference call, just screaming through the park, yeah.
Sometimes, guys, we got to take these headphones off, or like the noise canceling is good, but like you might not realize how loud you are.
It was wild.
And when you're in the middle of a park. So anyway, done ranting about that. Aside from that, it was a really nice park. Wow. Like I said, we do some of our sales meetings there with our office. So we've been there before. And there's actually a lot of hiking in that area. So
I can't wait to go back. 10 miles is a ton. I think it'll be great to go back in a nice warm day because it's also not a far trek to get to it for us.
Yeah, I don't know why we decided to start doing this podcast in like the middle of the winter because that's not
it's only going to go up from here.
That's not North Jersey's like selling point necessarily, but
okay.
You're right. We will definitely be going back. I think we might have to do a like highlight of hiking trails and parks in North Jersey, and Silas Condict Park will definitely be one of them.
Absolutely. So the real estate in Kinnelon.
Yeah, so in 2025, the average sale price was $980,000. So there is a premium to live in Kinnelon. That being said, there is a section called Smoke Rise. So if you're not familiar, Smoke Rise is a gated community within Kinnelon. We are probably going to do just a thing just on Smoke Rise, but we did drive through it.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so there were a total of 84 homes that sold in 2025, which is just a little bit under a 3% turnover. But 24 of those homes were in Smoke Rise. So that brings up your average sale price. The average sale price of those 24 homes was 1.1. So if the stats make you go a little cross-eyed, here's what you need to know. You're going to pay a lot more in Smoke Rise than you will in Kinnelon. And the Kinnelon average sale price is increased because of Smoke Rise. So again, if you need any help with that or you're curious of what all that means, just reach out to us. We can help you through that.
So that is a good segue into talking about Smoke Rise a bit. So what's interesting about Smoke Rise is, as Pete said, it's a fully gated community. So we pulled up and we needed to give a name, and the restaurant needed to be open, otherwise we weren't getting in.
Yeah.
So we gave our name at the gate. We did actually go into happy hour there, which we'll talk about. But we did a little driving around just to see, and nobody stopped us, which was nice. So we drove around a little bit just to kind of see what the vibe was in there, and it was, I want to say, very friendly. You know, I feel like there's a lot of people walking around, walking their dogs, running. Every car that we passed waved at us. Like, it was just a very nice, like, community feel in there, which I was kind of surprised by, because in North Jersey, that's just not always how you're welcomed. And it was really a really great feeling in there. They just assumed that we belonged, which was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. And some of the architecture or like style of homes was also really cool because for them, I mean, the majority of the homes were pretty impressive. There were a few more modest homes. There were some really, really large and beautiful homes, expansive homes. But I think what's cool about Smoke Rise is they actually have a rule, from what I understand, that no two homes can be exactly alike. So even if they're similar in style, like, you're not going into a complex where you have all of the same style of homes, which, you know, is always kind of a bummer when you're like, oh, this is the same house as that one. It's just the door's on the left and the garage is on the right. That's not this at all. They're all very unique. Another, again, you're more in the woods here, so it's a lot more hilly. So you have different, some are higher, some are lower. Really cool town. Really cool community within Kinnelon for sure. And we've always, like, admittedly, have always kind of been like, we know people in Smoke Rise, or not know people, but we've always heard Smoke Rise, Smoke Rise, Smoke Rise. And we're kind of like, what is up with Smoke Rise?
Like, what is so cool about this area? We didn't get it. We didn't know.
We didn't know. Then we drove through, we learned a little bit more, and Smoke Rise is a cool place.
Yeah, it is. And so from there, we went to happy hour within Smoke Rise at the Smoke Rise Inn, which was very cool too. So you walk in, it's in a very old building, which I believe is from like the timing of the Kinney family in the 1880s. It definitely has that old school, large stone foundation feel. It's very cool. So we walk in, it felt like a cigar bar. It wasn't, but it felt like a cigar bar or like a ski lodge. It had like the big beams. It had fireplaces. It was such a cool, old school bar feel. It was a little dimly lit. It's a solid bar. While we were sitting there wasn't a lot of activity, but there were people. Everybody who came in knew each other, knew the bartenders. Were coming in for happy hour. Or like ordering to pick up dinner. It just seemed like a spot that the community uses in Smoke Rise.
Yeah. And we've done also, again, like, our office has a lot of like connections in Smoke Rise. And so we've had our holiday party there, and they catered the food. They have like an event space there, which was really cool. And, you know, also just something worth mentioning about Smoke Rise is they do the 4th of July fireworks. Like, they have the lake there. They do a lot of community events, tennis courts. Like, they have their own, mechanic shop. Like, there's
and a great friend of ours is opening a business within Smoke Rise as well, a self-serve convenience store, which is such a great idea right now, and I feel like they're so widely used.
Yeah,
to not have somebody ban that, it's a great move.
Yeah,
can't wait to see it open.
Yeah, so once that's open, we'll definitely go when we go back to Smoke Rise, because we're gonna have to go when the lake's open and the beach is open and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
we will definitely have to do that. So
Yeah, absolutely. So date night in Kinnelon was a little tough. They don't have a ton of restaurants to choose from. There was a couple things, two solid spots, which was San Giorgio and House of Thai. Those were the two that I was between, and we decided to go Thai.
yeah, San Giorgio was right outside Smoke Rise, right? Was that where that was?
That was right by Faison Lakes, it looked
Oh,
like.
by
Yeah.
Faison Lakes.
Mhm.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, but I'm really happy with our choice. The Thai food was excellent for Kinnelon. It was very good. And I say for Kinnelon just because it's not what you would expect in that area. Like you don't feel like
Yeah.
I don't know much about,
Well, there's
the
just not
presence of,
Thai people. What would you say? I don't
No, I just feel like the's not a big Asian influence in that
that
area
would be
overall.
that would probably be the better way to say it.
So it was a really good Thai spot and it felt really authentic too. I really enjoyed everything that we got.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, there's so it's funny because when we were doing this, when we went to go get Thai food, I'm newer to the Thai food scene. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. And so we had a place by us at home that I always ordered just by the number. It was number 49, and that's just what it was. I didn't know what it was actually called. So I pulled up the menu of our local Thai place to see what it was, and we found out that our Thai place was closed, which was such a bummer. So we're in Bloomfield. So if you're in like the Bloomfield, Montclair area and you can tell us like a really good Thai place, we're looking for one. But that's not, I'm making this all about me now, but really it was really good Thai food. So I don't remember the name of what I got, but it was the closest thing to number 49.
I do.
Okay. And that's why we work as a partnership.
Yes. So we got some appetizers. We try to really check out the menu when we go to these kinds of places. We order a little bit more than we normally would. We really want to just see what, how the place is so we can give an honest review. So we started with the chicken satay with peanut sauce, which is a very Thai food staple. Chicken was great. Sometimes it's dry, was not.
No, it was not. It was good.
We got crab rangoons, which is not typically on a Thai food menu, but you saw them walk past us and we had to have them. And golden curry puffs, which those were so good. They came out looking like little deep fried empanadas, but they were flaky. They weren't too oily. They were really good.
Those were probably my favorite thing of the whole meal, I think. Yeah, they were very good.
Yeah, they were. So Pete got the pad CU, which is similar to what he would order in the past. So that is, we did look it up. That is similar to what he would order. And that's honestly, it's a very staple Thai dish.
Yeah, it's like a real Thai food, right? It's got those flat noodles or whatever they are. I love those flat rice noodles. Those flat rice noodles are delicious.
Yeah, so you got that with beef, and I got the crispy duck over drunken noodles, which again, another Thai classic. And the duck was really good. We also saw like that menu is at places BYO, and instead of just having sodas and waters and stuff, they actually had like mocktails, and they had, a selection of teas is pretty normal in a place like that, but they had non-alcoholic beers. They had some stuff on the menu that was really nice to see.
Yeah.
I feel like you're seeing a lot more places that have sober options, and that was like a really cool, way to see that. So, and a bonus that we're going to add to this was in the parking lot of House of Thai was also this place called 88 Degrees Chocolate, which technically has a Butler address.
Technically it's Butler, but it's literally in the same shopping mall.
Yeah.
Like it's
one is a Kinnelon address.
We're throwing it in.
Butler.
We're throwing it into Kinnelon.
Yeah. This place was impressive. This was really impressive. It was like a very professional, high-end chocolate spot. Chocolatier? Is that what you call it?
I don't know, but all I know is they were making like pieces of art basically out of chocolate. And it was more for gifts, really high-end gifts and stuff like that. So
occasion.
Yeah, they had like a tool chest. They had
a charcuterie board made out of chocolate. Like all the pieces were made out of chocolate. It was just such a cool. They said they do high-end events. They do. They work out of New York City, and they do a lot of things for like corporate clients and stuff out of the city, which is cool. But that's like her shop in Butler technically. But it's a great spot. So they have like a whole, area. They were prepping for Easter. So they were a little light on their supply, but they do typically have like a whole thing of like truffles out. I mean, it was beautiful. And we got, which I was really excited about, chocolate covered dates, because dates are healthy, so it's fine, right?
Yeah, it's fruit. It's fruit in there. Yeah. Are they vegetables or fruit?
They're fruit.
Yeah. No, it was really cool. Also, they have the window that you could see them like making the chocolate. They weren't making the chocolate at the time we were there, but that's always a cool thing, especially for kids and stuff.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely. But it was very high end. It was like it was a cool spot. If you were driving past the area, stop in, pick up something to bring home. It's
yeah,
very cool.
yeah, no, it was very
So
good. And the what did we get? The dates were we had cashew, uh,
almond, peanut, pistachio,
yeah,
pretty much all the nuts. And
yeah,
they were good. Some of them
yeah,
were filled with like a nut butter. Some of them were just like filled with actual like almonds or cashews. Like it was a really cool thing. I'm glad we stopped in. It was just a little different and caught our eye, and it's not a chain, it's just we met the owner. It was really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's Kinnelon. Kinnelon's not, there's not a lot going on as far as like a downtown and a ton of local businesses that we found. It's more residential, more rural.
Mhm.
But was there anything that surprised you about Kinnelon?
I think one thing that the, owner, Dawn from the Sassy Squirrel mentioned, which I really do think is a great way to say it, is so she grew up and lived in Vermont, and coming to North Jersey is very much a big shift from that. But in Kinnelon, you really do have that rural feel. You feel like you're in the mountains and you're still just as accessible to the Whole Foods and to, all of the regular things that we come to expect in the accessibility of North Jersey. So I feel like that's a really great area to go to if you don't want to go all the way out to Sussex County, but you want to still have that rural, woodsy feeling with a little bit of larger properties. I think it's a great option for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if, like West Milford was a little bit closer and, I don't wanna say a little more
Pretty close
high.
for up there, but yeah. It's close when you're in Kinnelon, but
Well, when you're in Kinnelon,
yeah.
but meaning like if you have to commute to the city
Mhm.
or you have like a job that's more like in, Bergen County or one of those other,
Yeah.
little bit closer to the city, it's a good spot where you can feel like you're removed, kind of like you said, but not have to be in like West Milford
Mhm.
and still be able to get to the city and still be able to get local restaurants and stuff. So, that's probably, I think, who would be looking for someplace like
Yeah.
Kinnelon. So, anything else on Kinnelon?
No, I think that's most of it. I really did like that it's off the beaten path, and I'm glad we explored it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that does it for us and Kinnelon. We hope you enjoyed. Thanks for checking it out. And if you're from the Kinnelon area and we missed something or there's something that you think other people should know, be sure to drop it in the comments. And of course, if you're looking to move to Kinnelon or anywhere in the North Jersey area, we would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Our information is in the comments below, and we will see you on the next one. Later.